Today is Sunday, so the markets are closed, so I'm going to be going over some setups that I'll be running some tests for the week on different TSs. So when we get started here with this one, this will be a test on the HAS, and this is going to be on the 4 hour, so all my charts will be 4 hour plus the dashboard will be on the 4 hour. Okay, now what I can do is go into the settings here. Remember, there are thousands of different settings, so do not take it that these are the ones you should be using. This is just a test run of something. Under the notes, I just put HAS H4, so when I look at the dashboard, I know what particular test this is doing, and I'm going to run it at a 0.1 lot size. Everything else will be default except the trading hours. Now I am on Central Standard Time. My broker today, which is Sunday, will open at 1600. Now since this is a 4 hour test, I do not want to open at 1600 because that's when we get a lot of gapping and the spreads are terrible, and it usually takes an hour, 2 hours before everything settles down. And I want this test to start on a new fresh candle, which is a 4 hour candle. So my next fresh 4 hour candle, of course, will be 8 o'clock tonight, which is 2000 hours Central Standard Time. So I set the first timer to true, set this to 20:05 because I want to make sure I got a new candle. I don't want to set it at exactly 2000 because I don't want it to accidentally kick in on an old candle. Remember, this is your computer clock. And if your ticks aren't coming through exactly on time, you could end up kicking in on an old candle right at the end. We don't want to do that. So the first clock will be set at 20:05 Central Standard Time up until midnight. And then I'm going to set the second clock starting at midnight, and I'm going to go to 12 o'clock the following day. So I'll end up with from 8 o'clock at night to 12 o'clock the next day, Central Standard Time, is when it will take new trades. If any trades are open after this time, after 12 o'clock until 8 o'clock tomorrow night, which will not enter any new trades. If there's any trades open, of course they will still be handled. This just will not enter any new trades outside of this time zone. Okay, so what we have now is this is the dashboard, and the dashboard is set up. I got the take profit turned on, and I got it set at 0.2, which means it will 2/10 of whatever the ADR is will be the take profit. So 0.2 times 71 will give you a 14 pip take profit, and then of course the take profit column turns on over here, and what it'll do is convert this 14 pips into a price so you can see the dollar value of what your take profit is. And I'm also going to run this as a basket. So if we do hit a basket of $25, it will close all the open trades. But since I got the go at profit turned on, it will continue to look for new trades after the basket is closed. So we can either hit the $25 basket, or we can also exit trades when they hit our take profit stop loss. So that's it's got two choices there. Now if we go over, we can go look at this one here. Is giving us a signal, but this will not be entered because, like I says, I'm going to start on the first fresh candle 4 hours after the market opens. Actually 4 hours and 5 minutes, so this will probably be gone by then, and maybe we'll get some new signal then. I always want to start on a fresh candle. So we go look at the chart. Here's the chart. I do have the fractals on here. That's just so I can kind of see where the last breakout lines would have been. Okay, now what we're going to do is look at the settings here for the indicator. And I'm using direction, which means it'll take a long trade or a short trade, depending on the color, anytime within where the color is the same. So in this case, it'll enter a long anywhere in here, and it'll enter short anywhere in here. So I'm using direction. Color change, if I use color change, it would have to take it right when the color changed or confirm color change, which in this case, since we're using breakout lines, doesn't always work too good because it doesn't line up really good with this particular setting. I am using this default setting of 2.8, 2.12 for the has. You can change that if you want to, but remember, the shorter has you get, the more ins and outs you're going to end up with. So stick with a fairly long has. Breakout lines, we're using a breakout line with a 2-pip buffer. That means it just has to break out of the line by 2 pips. Or you can use the candle change close if you want to, which I'm not going to use. I'm going to use the buffer. So what this means is the previous candle has to be closed above the line in this case because we're looking for short. And then when this candle opens and goes 2 pips, it takes the trade, which it has. That's why we're getting a signal. We'll expand this in just a minute here so you can see it better. We're not using a take profit because remember, we got that set up back in the dashboard. I'm not using the stop loss. And I'm not using the trailing stop loss. Miscellaneous, I'm using the opposite Haas signal exit set to true. So if I'm in a long trade here and I don't get taken out by my take profit back in the dashboard or my basket, and this thing should turn short on me, this signal will exit me out of that trade. Now remember, this signal is slow in developing on this long has, but at least I got some protection there of getting killed. Everything else is false. If you want to use the alerts, you can set that to true if you want to, then here will turn on be yellow. Then when you get a signal back in the dashboard, a yellow arrow, you can come and look at it and see if you like it. If you like the signal, just click the button and it'll turn off like it is now, and it will take the trade if you got everything turned on back in the dashboard. Okay, we'll expand this just a little bit. And here you can see down here, this is our last down fractal. This is our last up fractal. But since we're in a downtrend with the has, we are only looking to take short trades, which will be this one here. And as you can see, I'm using the 2-pip buffer. So the previous candle, which is this one, has to be closed, which it is, above the line. And now when this candle opens and exceeds that line by 2 pips, it will open a short trade here. And then it will depend on its setting back here. Now it will have to move 14 pips so it only has to go that far right there to take its profit according to our 14 pip setup. Now, like I said, we're just taking a little bites here and there. Now if you look back at this, the reason I put the fractals on there so we could see this, there would have been a breakout line there going short. So you would have, let's see what we got here, you would have got in it, and let's see how many pips we got. We got 23, so you subtract 2 off in that for the buffer, and you end up with about 21 you could have made on that one. Here's another down fractal, but we never broke it until we got way over here actually. So this would have been another trade right there for another 14 pips. So this would have been a trade we would have got in and got out on the same candle. And then we would also be getting in on this one here. So that's 1, 2, 3 trades on this down trend here. So 3 times, it'd be 14 minus 2, 12, be about 36. So you possibly only about 36 pips, 3 trades. These long ones would not have done anything because we're in a down trend. The Haas is saying only go short. Long ones, let's see here once. Pretend we would have had a long breakout line right there, and we would not have gotten in because the way it looks to me, we got a red, we got a blue, but we would not have been confirmed until this one here, which is past it, so we would have missed this entry because this was not a confirmed uptrend yet. So let's move on to the next one, which would have been there, no good there because we got a new one here, fractal. We would have got in over here. Here's your up 14 pips up there. Go over here. This one quite would not have been above that. So we probably would have moved over onto that one and got in over here. And we would have had to wait probably to over in here. And then we would have got out. And let's see if this one here, if we could have got 14 out of this one. Yeah, we would have got there. So we'd have got what? 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 3, was that what we counted there? So we would have ended up with 3 there on this long trend. Any of these short ones down here would not count because we're in a long trend. Okay, so let's wrap this one up. So we'll see what it does for the week.